Mike's live. Failed. Dropped. Whoa. And we are live, ladies and gentlemen. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Mission 3 podcast, Play Legit's premier transmission for gaming and real talk. We are your hosts, Corey, Elijah, KJ, and Derek Haggy. What's going on, guys?
Hey, man, what's happening, man? I got something for y'all. I got something that's hot. It's been cooking. And right now, it's the Mission 3 Hot 3 News.
Woo!
We found out. That's right. Super Boo and Da World. We're not done yet with Xenoverse 2. They are confirmed as playable characters. And you also know that the Switch version is coming stateside September 22nd. But you can get it right now on PC, PS4, and Xbox One. We don't have a release date yet on these two DLC characters, but there's already DLC on top of DLC. Corey told you about it, so it's there. Get it. The X-Men list, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, is out tomorrow. Now, we don't have X-Men, and I'm still shedding tears. Why isn't Wolverine in the game? But anyway, that's another topic for another day.
Old Man Logan DLC?
Yeah. Old Man Logan, anybody, somebody. Not Deadpool, X-23, somebody represent X-Men. It's not happening. Shame on y'all for not making that happen for the fans. I guess I am talking about it. But anyway, this is the hot three. I gotta keep it rolling. Confirmed DLC is Venom, Sigma, Black Panther, the Monster Hunter, Black Widow, Winter Soldier. All of them you're gonna be able to play. You're gonna be able to play as Bucky, man. Nintendo dropped a direct that I personally thought was better than the E3. They dropped the veil on the new Kirby. We knew it was coming out, but we didn't know that it's gonna have a buff, in shape King DDD. King DDD has been hitting them weights. Project Octopath.
Time for some new amiibo.
That's right. Project Octopath. Get that buff DDD amiibo. I can't confirm that, but
it's coming, man.
That.
It's coming.
Yeah, they should do that. If they can have a pimp white suit Bowser, they can have a buff King DDD. So, Project Octopath, they revealed that was a Nintendo Switch exclusive, but also you can get your hands on the demo right now, and it's about an hour of gameplay, so it gives you a lot to sink your teeth into to get you hyped for the early release next year. And they showed more on Mario Odyssey, more levels. There was a winter level. We saw Mario frozen, freezing his butt off. But people are making a big deal about this. I didn't think anything of it. It's up to y'all, so thank you, Internet, I guess. There was imagery of him with his shirt off at the beach, okay? Like people do. They go to the beach with their shirt off. People are making a big deal about Mario's nipples.
That was trending, man. Hashtag Mario's nipples, man.
So I guess that's the hot thing. That's what I had to share.
Nice close there with the Mario nipple news there.
Yeah.
Hey.
It's still a bit weird though.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just was like some dude at the beach getting ready to swim. I didn't really, but the internet, so nipples.
Is he not supposed to? I mean, is he not supposed to have? That was my whole thing. It is what it is. People are gonna make whatever trend that they want to make trend. So KJ, thanks for the hot three. Make sure you guys go and grab that Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. That looks like it's going to be good. So many fighters. I understand if you don't. There's been so many fighters this year that have already come out, but it's looking like it's going to be pretty good. That Venom DLC is something that has my attention most definitely. So before we go ahead and get on into today's missions, I do want to make sure you guys check out playlegit.net, because that is the hub, that is the home, that's where you're going to find everything legit. There you're going to find exclusive articles, you're going to find reviews, gameplay, all different types of stuff. You're going to even find the Mission 3 podcast, Dragon Ball Super So Far, and all of the cool content that we make here at Play Legit. So make sure you stop by there. Right now we have some pretty cool articles up right now. We have a review by our good friend Sully here for Uncharted's Lost Legacy. That's definitely a good one. You want to check that one out. We also have we have news on the Nintendo Direct, the last one that released. So a lot of that stuff KJ was talking about. There's a ton more information on Nintendo Direct. There's a bunch of stuff that they talked about. Like KJ said, I feel like this Direct was way better than even the E3 presentation. They're showing all of the heat that they have. I mean, KJ was talking to me a little bit before off the camera as well. I mean, the Switch, they got 2K, and it seems like you're playing on a PS4 or an Xbox with the 2K, you know, so, and you can take it with you wherever you're going. The Switch is definitely killing it, so you want to see all the cool hotness that they're coming out with in the near future. So we got that rundown for you there as well on the site, as well as our Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 video review done here live on the show by yours truly. Check that out. That was from a past episode, but we have the full breakdown of, you know, my thoughts on Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, especially with it coming out again with some more DLC. It's definitely going to be super dope coming out on the Nintendo Switch. Make sure you team up with your Namekian friends, your Saiyan friends, or even your Boo race friends, wherever they may be, and fight locally, or maybe even do some missions together. So check that out. Make sure you stop by playlegit.net. Again, that is the hub.
Mission 3.
Yeah.
3 missions?
Yeah, 3 missions. Mission 3. So make sure you stop by. Also, you're going to want to stop by our Twitter page as well. Play Legit, as well as at Mission 3. That's Mission the number 3 podcast on Twitter, because every week we will allow you to vote for one of our missions. We give you 3 selections. You vote on the 3. Whichever one is the winner, that's our second mission for the night. Today, you guys definitely, you put in work. There's some, pretty quick response. So we're going to be talking about games that deserve a redo, just because that's what you guys want to hear. So again, make sure you follow us on Twitter, stop by playlegit.net, and stay up to date with us, because that's where all things legit live. So if you guys are set, we can go ahead and get into tonight's missions. We got some pretty hot ones. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll get into the first mission. We're going to be talking about if betas are important. KJ has some hot news on his experience with the Dragon Ball FighterZ beta that just happened. So why don't we go ahead and get on into this. Let me just make sure we got everything set here really quick. I want to make sure we get our background in there.
I'm telling you, you better get that right, because I'm finna go off. I'm finna go off.
Hey man, you deserve to. It is what it is. I thought Dragon Ball FighterZ was, it was going to be promising. It is a beta, so it's going to be a good discussion to have if betas are even really important. Just because, like we said, man, sometimes there's some shenanigans that happen. So let's go ahead. Let's get on into this. We're going to start the mission right now. Mission starts now.
So I'm playing this Dragon Ball FighterZ, is super excited. And one thing I do not like, which I'm seeing a trend, I think Nintendo started it on the consoles. I think Nintendo started it, and I do not like it. It's this timed beta. You got to hit it at certain windows of time. So they give you like 2 hours to play it, then they shut it down. You wait 5 hours and they bring it up. It's another 2 hours and you get to play, and they pull a plug, and then they do that again, and then that's that particular day is done. Then the next day they go live for 3 hours, then they pull the plug, and that's it. Can we, if you're going to do a beta, make it the entire weekend? Don't do this couple hour crap. I hate that. So let me get that out of the way. That is garbage. If your game is awesome, you can have it open for at least a weekend. What are you hiding? Don't do a beta at all if you're going to do it like that. Garbage. Whew. Okay.
That's pretty intense. That sounds really weird how they're doing that.
Yeah, that's whack. So
I mean,
oh yeah, man.
Sorry. I mean, I guess the logic there is they find problems, they turn the beta off, fix those problems, and then turn it on again to find even more problems. But that just sounds inefficient.
Yeah, Yeah, that I was maybe that's the reason they're doing it. But yeah, it's bothering me. And so I finally got into it the first time, and what it was a trial. And so I was playing against the computer, but there was no way for me to access the move list through this screen. So I couldn't pause the game. I couldn't access the move list. So they got all these flashy moves over the top. I don't know how to properly execute them. And I'm fighting this computer whose difficulty is all the way down. So I'm not having myself an entertaining fight at all because the computer's barely fighting back. A tutorial, which that clearly is just like, get started. Show me how to play the game. Give me a tutorial so I know what I'm doing. So they didn't have that. So I played that a little bit as they were getting the lobbies ready. And that was really all I got to play of Dragon Ball FighterZ, because when they got the lobbies up, I'm sitting in the lobby with people waiting to play the entire duration of my time trying to play. I'm in a lobby just waiting and waiting. I had Uriah over, Brian over, C-Mac to Don. We're playing it. Well, they're watching me. And it's just, that's what happened. I just remained in the lobby. So I was like, okay. Thankfully, what I do like, they let you jump into several different servers across the world. Okay, they give you plenty of chances. So I jumped into one from Argentina that had one person in it. I go in, the dude's just sitting there waiting to play, and I'm sitting there, all right, let's battle. So we're both in this lobby looking at each other, but the game would not start. So the only gameplay I got to do was, again, against the computer, probably dialed down to level 1. Got to play a little bit. Couldn't pick my character. It predetermined who I'd play as. But I can say Future Trunks' moveset is awesome. I like betas, but I like it the way it used to be. I do not like this new structure. This has to go away fast. I do not like it.
Do you have anything to add, Haggy?
I mean, as far as that's concerned, not really, but I mean, betas in general are pretty important, honestly. I mean, they're instrumental, in fact. It's something game developers use for mass testing. I mean, who doesn't like mass testing, especially if it's free? I mean, some betas are even paid. Don't really know why you'd pay for a beta, but some betas are paid for. But no, they're structurally integral. I mean, it's not like an alpha where you get lots of hard-hitting, massive changes done over some experiences, but for like last-minute stuff or small tweaks, betas are amazing. But this sounds like a weird way to do betas. This isn't like, usually it's just like over a weekend or even a week, or oh, it's like 2 weeks before launch, let's just have a beta up, see what's going on. But no, this sounds weird. Several hours at a time, but then spontaneously goes. Not feeling it.
Yeah, it makes it seem like it's not going to have the server support that it should. Just because if they're having to do it in spurts, it's almost like, okay, we have to make sure we give our servers time to cool down so they can handle all of the people that are trying to get on there. I mean, I don't know what they're working with, but you know, that's just from a tech perspective, that's kind of seems what they would be doing. In my opinion, I think betas are important as well. You know, it does give them that last minute time to kind of make changes, tweak things, stuff like that. But we've also seen, you know, just to kind of play devil's advocate, sometimes they'll put out a beta, No Man's Sky, and then don't change anything anyways. So they're just like maybe trying to gauge the response. Like I understand how it would be important to see how people respond to it, but if you get negative responses while you put out a beta, and then you don't change it at all, then what were you even really doing? Maybe it's a social experiment, something that they're not telling us about, whatever it may be. That's why sometimes I'm kind of on the fence about it, and then other times it kind of, like you said, from a developer standpoint, I would see it being very, very, key to releasing the game, seeing the response that you have, actually being able to fix things live time, being able to accumulate a nice portion of time, get a bunch of feedback, and then going to, act accordingly to change those things. Maybe even tweak a storyline or whatever it may be, whatever you allow people to access with the beta. So I feel like it is important, especially in this day and age, with everything being based online for the most part, where they're sending software updates, sending updates to the game, patching things, stuff like that continuously. I feel like it is important that they do have it.
Yeah, I think it's important too. But like I say, the traditional way, this new way, I don't feel like you can really beta test properly. How can you know if you're just only keeping your server up for 3 hours and pulling the plug and just have the whole weekend just do hell. Now it sounds like a foreign concept having a beta open for a whole week. Oh my God! Oh, God forbid you have it open for an entire week.
Yeah, definitely, man.
Yeah, I'm salty. I'm salty, all right? I'm salty because I'm looking forward to that game.
Do you think with betas, do you think it's important to highlight more aspects of the game, or do you think it's important for them to maybe only zero in on the things that they feel like they may be having an issue with and allow people to access that content? Because sometimes you get into a beta, and of course they're not going to release everything in the beta, but sometimes they give you like one level or something like that, and it kind of, sometimes it feels like, hey, maybe you should kind of give us a little bit of variety or something so we can test things out. I know nowadays they kind of give you a lot more than they used to, but do you guys think that's something they should focus back more on, maybe allowing people to test more things, or having several betas where you can test different modes, maybe even see how things operate locally, things like that? I'm just trying to kill time. We got like...
I'm fine with that. And really, when Overwatch came out, they pretty much gave you the whole game when the Overwatch beta came out. It was like essentially the whole game. And you download the game, and it's the file size matches the actual game size. So it's like, we're giving you the whole game. Let us know what you think, and if you like it, well, you know what the whole game is like. You can go ahead and buy it.
Right.
That worked out for them, but Overwatch is also a really well designed multiplayer game.
Yeah, I was about to say, Overwatch is also pretty sweet, so...
But they had confidence in it.
Yeah.
It was open for a good amount of time, too. It wasn't like, all right, 2 hours and then shoot, and then 2 hours again shoot, and then 2 hours and shoot. What?
Right. Yeah, but now it's looking like it's going to stand the test of time. So, I mean, maybe that model is what helped propel them, to where they are. People gave them time to actually get hooked on it.
Free play days. They do it on Xbox. They do like free play days. I know PC did too. They let you play the entire game for like 2 days. Let you play the whole game, but then lock you out. And it's like, well, you know what it's all like. So now give me that $60. I'm just saying.
It was actually for 40.
Well, depends on what game it is.
True.
I was just talking about any game in general.
No.
Overwatch.
So the consensus is betas are important, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Betas are great.
The right way. The old school way. The classic.
All right.
The only way.
Well. Yeah, I gotta change it to Constellation. I'm using my iPad. I gotta switch. There we go.
There we go.
That's that sound we love. All right, so mission 1 is complete. Are betas important? Yes, we say betas are important. They do need to be executed properly. Some things about them we wish were kind of tweaked or maybe handled differently, but overall we understand what betas are used for, and we do feel that betas are important. So please don't stop doing betas, because it is nice to, actually get to kind of play a game before it comes out too, because sometimes you see it and it's like, oh man, that looks cool, but then you get in that beta and it's like, man, this is trash. I'm definitely not going to pay for this. So, but those pre-order betas, I guess that's how they get you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Pre-order betas.
Yeah.
Woo. All right.
It's like having a game constantly in early access, although it's nowhere near as nefarious.
Correct.
All right, so The second mission of tonight is going to be games that need a redo. So this is the agent's requested mission. So like I said earlier, if you follow us on Twitter at Mission3 Podcast, that's at Mission the number 3 Podcast on Twitter. Every week we allow you to vote in our poll, and whichever question wins the agent's request, that's going to be our second mission. So tonight you guys wanted to hear us talk about games that we think need a redo. Potentially these games, you know, didn't live up to their potential. Maybe from different aspects we think games that just need a redo just because now with better technology, all the different type of stuff. So let's go ahead. We'll get on into this. Games that we feel deserve a redo, and we can start that with whoever would like to take it. Mission starts now.
Here. Sure.
Yeah, I was about to say, since KJ started the last one, I might as well take care of this one. Game I'd like to redo, something I might have mentioned a little earlier. It's a game called Gangland. It's a old school RTS game, where the main concept was you were a crime boss running a crime family. But like, not only were you like just playing an RTS or whatever, but not only did you have a base, you yourself were down there, and you're trying to extend your influence by extorting businesses, whacking moles, that sort of stuff. It was heavily cliched and even offensively stereotypical every now and then. I'm actually not surprised it went under the radar now I think about it. But the things I liked about it were all these features actually worked really well with each other. They're actually really well done, for the most part. But there's too many glitches. There's too many good concepts that just went bad. And honestly, if someone was just take it and reapply it, make it, you know, modern, redo it, it would probably be one of the best RTSs like ever. Honestly, I'm talking. Might even be better than like. There isn't really that many good RTSs coming out lately. It's making me sad. But it might be better than Age of Empires 2, although then again it hasn't really aged well anyway. It might be a really good RTS game.
Did you see? This is kind of off subject, but they are they're remaking Age of Empires 3, but they're making a new Age of Empires as well. So that should be pretty sweet.
They're remaking Age of Empires 1.
Is it the first one? I thought it was. Is it all right?
Yeah,
that was my.
One.
It's the first one. Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, but
they're making a fourth one.
Yeah, which should be pretty sweet.
T42 also shouted out BattleTech. They're doing a new BattleTech game, and T42, that was actually his favorite game of E3. So the fact that he picked that as his favorite game, it's, you know, it's gonna be a lot of promise in that game. So that's something to look out for, man.
Yeah, all right, I'll definitely keep a look at. But I mean, hey, Age of Empires 4 had Tywin Lannister narrating it, so I'm on board already.
All right.
Even if it wasn't Age of Empires.
Cool.
Nice.
I would personally like to remake E.T. Nah, I'm just.
Michael Jackson's Moonwalker.
But I would like to remake. Hey, it's okay. It's okay. The music's pretty good. The music. Better than my boy.
Right.
The arcade version of that's really good too. Play that arcade version.
Hey, they could do. They could remake that.
Yeah, they could. Yeah. Hey, that'd be cool, man. Just bring back. Why don't they re-release Michael Jackson Moonwalker at all? People love Michael Jackson. I would buy that in a second, man.
Maybe
just because of the Michael Jackson.
It might be the estate. They're probably like, no, never again. We can only sell his image and his likeness when we decide to. Not for video games that he helped put input into and make the soundtracks for, that he loved.
That's about right. Although celebrity games don't tend to market too well. I guess they're waiting just to see how Shaq Fu 2 comes out.
Woo! Yeah. Actually,
it's coming out in the fall, by the way.
Hey, Shaq Fu, that deserved a redo, and that's getting a redo. So.
That's getting a redo, guys. Shaq Fu. So that, I look forward. I don't look forward to it, but I will play it. I'll give it a shot. But what I would like to ultimately redo is they had a good idea going, guys. They took basically the concept of Mass Effect, the branching dialogue trees, your choices affecting the plot, You just changing your character overall. I'm talking about a game called Alpha Protocol, and it was instead of sci-fi, you were a secret agent. But it was very, you could tell they borrowed a lot of the concepts from Mass Effect, but it just was a spy game instead. My issue was that, you know, when you could be like guns blazing or stealth. The problem was the AI in the game was horrendous. So if they could fix that AI, make it where it's the controls are tight, and make it so that the facial animations aren't like the newest Mass Effect, we could have ourselves a really good game in Alpha Protocol. I think that, you know, they had a good idea going, but they just didn't execute right. I'd like to see it come back.
Right on.
Nice. Yeah, that actually does sound like that would be pretty dope too. Just because with all the decision making and all of that, and who doesn't want to be a spy? You know.
I mean, I'm just saying.
So for my pick, of course, since we didn't mention this, but this is KJ's last show for a little while, so I wanted to go a little dreadlock, a little bit. Got the tear going down, sad tear. So for my pick, this is something, I mean, I've mentioned this all of the freaking time on the show. This is a game that I feel does not get its due diligence, and I feel like it deserves a second chance in actuality, a fourth chance, and that is the Skate franchise. This franchise deserves a redo. I'm not talking about in the vein of Skate 3. I'm talking about in the vein of Skate 1, with added features taken away from Skate 2 and 3 as well. Not as toony as Skate 2, or especially Skate 3. In my opinion, Skate 3 was way more toony than I thought it should have been. They need to bring it back to reality, how it was. People have been asking for this for years and years and years and years. EA needs to get off that BS. You have all of the money in the world. You can do this. Why the hell is there no talk of Skate at all? I scoured the internet trying to find information on Skate to see if they were going to bring anything back, just because I knew I was going to go on this topic and I'm passionate about it, and I just wanted to make sure that I wasn't going to be up here blowing smoke and there's like something in the works. For all we have is a brief, diluted, basically holy message from a representative from EA, basically saying, well, we might do it. It's not completely off the table, but it's not anything that's in the works right now. That's all we have 11 months ago. What is going on, EA? Where the hell is Skate at? Street League is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Skateboarding is only getting bigger and bigger and bigger. People love sports games. You make racing games. You make freaking FIFA. You make Madden. You make NBA. You make NBA Live. You make NBA Live every year, and no one freaking buys it. So why is there not a Skate 4? Well, not every year, but for the last couple years they have brought it back. I know they took a little time off, but now they're trying to bring it back. Bring back something you know can win. You can't win the fight with 2K. You can't win the fight with 2K. Yeah, like, what are you doing? Bring back Skate. There's no competition. The only competition is Tony Hawk 5, and that game is complete trash. No one is trying to play that. Like, come on, what are you guys thinking? And that's just my opinion. And second to that, because I didn't want to just sit here and blow steam, but bring back Skate 4. I swear, if I have to pick it, I don't care if I have to do sit-ins at EA, whatever has to be done, it will be done, and I'm sure there will be people that will ride with me. But other than that, I also feel like Chrono Trigger is my favorite game that has ever been made. There's a game that was made after it titled Chrono Cross, where it was presented as, oh, this is an extension of Chrono Trigger. This is the sequel to Chrono Trigger. No, Chrono Cross is not the sequel to Chrono Trigger. There is no direct correlation, really. There's really no hint of any connection at all really in the game. And I just feel some people totally love this game. I feel like it should be redone. I feel like there should be more of a connection to Chrono Trigger just because of the love that there is for that title. In my opinion, I was disappointed in Chrono Cross. If it would have had a different title, I feel like I would have appreciated the game more. But since it even uses the same C from Chrono Trigger in the logo of the game, I just thought it was blasphemous and disrespectful for the title that they gave us. The engine was fine. It looked cool. They even had a main character that they tried to have like a resemblance, except his hair was blue or whatever. That's not Chrono. It's not the same. Redo Chrono Cross. Make it in the vein of Chrono Trigger. Make it a direct correlation. Hey, maybe even put Glenn Frog in it and make it, you know, some connection there. Give me something better than what you gave me with Chrono Cross, please.
What about a third Chrono game? To combine both worlds.
To bring it together, that would.
Yeah.
I'll take that. I would take that.
Before we move on, though, one last thing on your skate thing. $5. Next year, it's going to be in the works. Next year, we're going to know about it.
Woo.
I bet you.
Hey.
There's been a constant demand for it, and
virtual.
as you said,
we have a virtual handshake here, my friend. Virtual handshake.
Next time KJ's with us, it will be in the news.
Hey, and now, because I'm going to continue to throw something in, this is my bad, but this is probably going to be my last show for a long time, so I'm going to give you all this mission failure. And y'all just so I had that. I want to throw in, I wanted to like so much. It's just okay, but I know it could be so much better because it was the fun, the potential fun is there. The Army of Two series.
Oh yeah.
There wasn't third-person shooter like cover-based shooting goes like Gears of War it like has it on lock. But like Army of Two to me was like very close competition because they had the combination of Salem and Rios. The two of them interacting was really cool, and just multiplayer could have been fun, but it was laggy, and I just really thought that could have been a really cool franchise if they put a lot of thought into it. So yeah, I just had to say that. Mission failed. Sorry.
Well, mission further failure. The game similar to that I think could use a redo is Kane and Lynch.
Ooh.
Thank you.
Kane and Lynch. Ooh.
Okay, let me tell y'all something.
All right.
Let me tell y'all something. I own that. I own two. One had bad mechanics, but that story was awesome. How it opened up how y'all breaking out of prison. That was awesome. Okay? Part 2, I loved the visual presentation. Part 2 had a visual presentation of a Michael Mann film. It looked like Heat. It looked like Collateral.
Yeah.
Like that game. Now it had some loose mechanics, but I enjoyed the story they were telling. It was edgy. It was not for kids. It was unique. Man, if they just put more polish in that, oh man.
Or just re-release the multiplayer because that was actually pretty good. I know, I just like those mechanics.
That Fragile Alliance.
Yeah.
Oh, that was tough, man.
Yeah.
Did you play that, Corey?
Yeah. And I like how they were fun games that you could play locally, the local multiplayer too. Like I ran through both of those games with my one of my old roommates when I was younger, man. Just because it was one of those games where it's like, yeah, we can both. It's a shooter, so you know, it's just fun that you can do it locally. So I almost forgot about those titles, but when you brought them up, I was like, you know what? They definitely need to bring that back because why not? It's fun.
They were going to do a movie, but it got canceled. It was going to have Billy Bob and Bruce Willis in it.
Damn.
They got canceled.
Bring it to the Switch.
Yeah.
Bring it to the Switch. Why not? Why not? All right, so let's go ahead. Let's get into this third and final mission 3 for tonight. And this mission it's going to be a fun one. This is all going to be opinion based because based off of you know your personal preference, you select the controllers that you like. So mission 3, we're going to get in on bad video game controllers. Video game controllers we just think are just absolutely horrendous, bad. They could be the actual developed controller style for the console. It could be third-party controllers, any kind of controllers that you just think are bad controllers. So let's go ahead and get on into this. Controllers that we think are bad. Mission starts now. And since I haven't started a mission off, I guess I'll start this one off for us. Unless you want to, you can take a KJ if you want to. All right. Well, I'll make it quick. I'll let you get to your magic, man. But I just want to bring this up because as a player too, all my damn life until I was a grown man, I always had to use the crappy second controller. Sometimes we had the first party second player controller, which was nice. Sega, Super Nintendo, things like that. But when it came to my N64, I had the worst controller that you could possibly ever use. And the name of this controller is the Super Pad 64. The horrendous... I mean,
it's not like the 64 had good controllers anyway.
Exactly. So this is an even worse rendition of the Nintendo 64 controller. Literally, you know, it doesn't have the grips that come down on the edge. It basically is like a flat panel that has like a rod that comes out of the end where the joystick is housed, basically. The D-pad is so freaking hard. So for those missions where you actually have to use the D-pad, you know, on the 64 you don't have to use it too much. And I felt that's why they made it so stiff. They're like, oh, no one's gonna use the D-pad anyways, so just make it rock hard, as hard as the freaking controller is. So it was like hard to press it, and it would like literally leave marks all over your thumbs, and damn, it would break the skin. Definitely just horrendous. It was hard to hold.
Until you bleed.
Yeah, right, exactly. And then it's like with small child hands, it was bulky. It was hard to grip it. You didn't have the grips that came down on the left and the right side, so you're literally just trying to like grip this like this with the rod coming down the center. So it's like, how do you hold it when you're trying to use the joystick? It was just the horrible design, horrible controller. I literally hated having to play with it. Later on, eventually we got, you know, better Nintendo brand controllers, and I was super happy about that, because the Super Pad is literally just garbage.
Do you still have it?
No. Hell no. Hell no, I don't have that thing.
Okay. Should I get mine now?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, first, I did not think that the Xbox first controller was a good entry to the console.
Woo! Preach.
Yeah, I did not like it, especially when...
Massive.
Yeah, and one of their launch games is still in my favorite of the top 10 Xbox originals, and that is Dead or Alive 3.
Mm.
That game is awesome. It's still my favorite Dead or Alive game to date. It's still my favorite. So to have a game like that, that's a fighting game, a controller like that is not ideal whatsoever. Maybe, you know, shooter games, it was decent, but still not really the best. But for me, man, I don't know, not yet. The 3DS, the first 3DS, that handheld, that was, man, my hands would get cramped up super fast on that thing. So let me get that out of the way. So I see why they updated that several times, because that thing was hurting my fingers big time. I had Street Fighter 4 on there. Ugh, my fingers are big. But the Jaguar controller, the Atari Jaguar, that controller is the most awkward, poorly looking, looks terrible, poorly designed controller, in my opinion, that you can get. It has all these numbers. Like half of it is like buttons that are poorly placed, terrible D-pad, and the other half of the controller is a bunch of numbers. Am I using it as a telephone? To this controller. Yo, if you haven't seen the Atari Jaguar controller, gotta look it up. Terrible. My absolute worst controller of all time, hands down.
I know what you mean.
Straight trash.
As far as my least favorite, I honestly couldn't pick any. But I did notice a trend when I was thinking about it, and I have noticed a trend after hearing here. Nintendo has a history of weird controllers, don't they?
Like GameCube,
GameCube was a little weird. Honestly,
the
I
NES
don't know.
controller,
I liked how
honestly.
pressing the A and the shoulder buttons were, but everything else was weird.
Hmm.
The NES was, well, I mean, honestly, I can't really fault them for that. That was way too early, but
Use one now,
yeah,
though.
but Wiimotes, yeah, Wiimotes are nice, but like at the time of their launch, they were unresponsive and kind of hard to use. I'm sorry. And then afterwards, Wii U, the pad was nice, but it was gigantic. I mean, it functioned well, but it was so large, I actually fumbled to use it whenever my friend would let me use it, as opposed to just one of the Wiimotes. And, I mean, even now, I mean, I love the Joy-Cons, but they are small. Like, I'm actually worried about them every time I hold them. Like, I might break something. That small. And the sticks are a little weird, but glossing over that.
That Pro Controller is beastly, though. It's amazing.
Oh. I mean, yeah, totally. And I'm not saying they don't make good controllers every now and then. Otherwise, they wouldn't have.
Oh, they got their garbage, though. I honestly don't like the GameCube controller. I don't like the GameCube controller. I'll say it.
I agree with you.
I know a lot of people do. I don't like it.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean, I like the A button.
there was really no need for the C stick. It was like convenient at times, especially in like Smash Bros. But like, what do I need the C stick for?
It hurt my
I think
thumb
it's kind
too.
of important in Sunshine.
Hmm.
I think. And Wind Waker. That's
Another bad
Give us
controller
buttons.
peripheral. It's about as bad as the Jaguar, in my opinion. Is the Tony Hawk skateboard.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
Did you ever get your hands on or your feet on that?
Yes, man. And those shoes that I wore to use that, I threw
Okay,
out.
with shoes.
No. It didn't come with shoes. No, and I would never buy Tony Hawk shoes.
Yes,
No,
you did.
no, I did not ever. I apologize to Tony Hawk, but no, I can't say that I ever helped him monetarily in that way. But yeah, that oh my god, it seemed like it was going to be a real cool concept, but yeah, that was hot garbage. And I seem to attribute trash to a lot of things today, but when it comes to controllers, that Tony Hawk skateboard, that was hot trash. Also, the run pad for the NES, for the I forget the name of the game, for the track game for Nintendo, Track and Field. That pad did not work that good.
What about that one?
It was responsive with your hands. If you would go down and you could hit it like perfectly with your hands because you knew like exactly where to put it. But if you're running on it with your feet, sometimes like it just would not be that responsive, in my opinion.
I guess the moral of this story, big time, is to get, if you're gonna get peripherals, get it for something that you know there's gonna be a lot of support for, which most of the time does not happen. Like the Donkey Kong bongos, 3 games.
Do we dare slander the Super Scope?
I never experienced Super Scope, so I wouldn't know. That was a bit.
You could probably use it for 3 hours and it drain like 6 AA batteries, and you have to do it all over again.
Oh man, that sounds awful.
It looks cool though.
What about that one NES controller that, like, instead of a D-pad, you got like a ball on the swipe for directionals, and instead of like solid movement, it was just going around in circles. You guys ever get that?
No.
Thank God I
Weird
haven't.
as hell.
No.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, it looked cool and it actually curved out to the side so you can actually hold it properly, but no, the thumb just didn't work. Mario
You
was
guys
awesome.
have any experience with the Power Glove?
Oh no.
No. Again, too early for me. Most of that NES stuff was like before I was a thing. Like I was around, but I was.
At least you're honest. You know, like, we gotta give that to you.
What do you guys think about early PlayStation, PS2, Mad Cat clear controllers?
Oh, I thought you were gonna say regular PlayStation controllers. Those are all good.
That's why I dare not slander the PlayStation controller, because I generally like the style of the PlayStation controller. But the Mad Catz controller used to, and not because, like, yes, most of the time they were bulkier, but it was mainly because the features would stop working most of the time, or the controller just entirely would just stop working one day, and it just, I always hated it. Mad Catz, man. Sorry to slander you, Mad Catz. We don't hate you. We'll try your new products, we promise. If you
They're not in business, though.
if you were to send them to us, oh, they're out of business. Oh, then,
Business, bro.
man, get that Mad Catz crap out of here, then. I was trying to, you know, I'm not trying to close any doors, but if they're already closed down, then Mad Catz, you deserve to be shut down. Plenty of money wasted on your 1999 controllers. But hey, when you're
out of here, man.
when you're 14 though, man, like, you know, what are you gonna do? You know.
2 out of 3 isn't too bad. I'd say that was pretty good.
Mm. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They went by pretty quick. Very, very fun topics that we had tonight. We have plenty of topics that we're going to be coming up with in the same vein. We have a giant list of stuff that we're going to be going through for you guys. So expect a lot of content from us. Unfortunately, like we said, this is going to be KJ's final night on the broadcast. We are definitely going to miss you, man. But he will be back before you know it. So don't you never fret. He shall return. The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Play Legit himself, KJ, man. Do you have anything you'd like to say to everybody out there, since this is your final show for a while?
Man, I'm just gonna tell y'all, I appreciate everybody that has been watching it thus far. Continue to tell your friends, because my good friends here, Corey and Haggy, continue to keep it rolling. I've just been blessed and privileged to have this site for so long, and I don't see any end in sight as far as Play Legit. I enjoy it, I love it, and I will be back better than ever. I'm going to the hyperbolic time chamber. I'm gonna come back with a new form, and awesome, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, on that topic, Corey, should we be making up stories of what KJ's doing like John Oliver did for Jon Stewart when he was
Yes, that is a great idea. KJ is always...
As long as he poorly photoshopped me in
That's a promise.
Okay, cool.
You know what? We're gonna start putting you in the thumbnails. You're gonna be in the thumbnails, KJ.
That's
KJ is on his special mission. So we will, yes, we will make sure we do you that due diligence, my friend. So everybody out there, we definitely appreciate you tuning in. Remember, every Monday we are here. So tune in 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. That's 9:30 Central Time. Every Monday on PlayLegit.net. Find us on PlayLegit at PlayLegit on YouTube. We're on Twitch. We're on Facebook. We're all over the place. Just look for Mission 3. Look for Play Legit, and we'll be here with that hotness, with those exclusives, with the legit real talk. So before you guys go, please, like I said, make sure you check out PlayLegit.net, because that is the hub, that's the home, that's where you're going to find all things legit. That's where you'll find the Mission 3 podcast Fridays after we stream live on Mondays. That's where you'll find the playback. So it's definitely something you don't want to miss. We have a bunch of other content that goes up there as well, so make sure you tune in. If that's all, we definitely appreciate you guys. If you don't have anything to add, we'll just do some quick plugs for our social media. Haggy, we're going to start with you because we always had to go with you last. Now you have a Twitter, so we're going to go with you first. Please follow Haggy at Derek_Haggy on Twitter. You can also hit him up on Facebook. Just search for him by his name if you have any questions, concerns, anything for our good friend there. KJ, you can find him at Play Legit. And like we said, probably in the next week or two, he's probably not going to be able to respond to anything. So if you do have any questions, you can still contact the page. But a lot of stuff is going to be redirected to our new CEO. So you can also hit me up if you have any questions pertaining to the show, anything legit as well. Hit me up at Corey Elijah across the board, Twitter, Facebook, all of that cool stuff. I just got a cool new animation done for me, so I have like this cool like cartoon Avi, so I definitely appreciate all the cool artists out there that do cool work. Hit me up on Twitter. That's how random stuff like that happens. We definitely appreciate that. And you want to make sure you follow the Mission 3 podcast on Twitter as well, so you can vote in that poll every week, so you can help us select our second mission, the Agent's Request. So that's all we have for you this week. We definitely appreciate everybody that tuned in, everybody in the comments, all of our Play Legit family that help us out with the show. You guys are the best. If it wasn't without you guys, we wouldn't be here. So we definitely appreciate everyone out there. And until next time, guys, stay legit.
Take care.
Mario's nipples.